What's going on there, everyone, and welcome back to the video from Dracon. Now, today, guys, we're going to be kind of continuing along with the Impossible Land stuff. That's right, the Impossible Land's kind of, I want to call them premium sets, but I think they're just more like battle sets. I don't want to call them just like faux sets or something like that, because in this one, we got some cool creatures, and I kind of look forward to it. And, yeah, let's get to it. So, the last one before this one, I actually did before this one, I either, depending on when I upload these, I mean, I gotta be honest, I could have done the Mokarati, or I could have do the Constructs. I know that one's definitely before this, but it's probably the Constructs. Yeah, the Mokarati, I think I did after. So, yeah. Here we are with the Impossible Foes. So, these are all opponent creatures, all in the either undead or demonic side of the spectrum of creatures, which I think is kind of cool. We don't get a lot of really cool undead sets. Like, I know there was the Boneyard from WizKids, and then like also there was the undeadish set from Pathfinder, but these are kind of cool because it's kind of a mix of both. We got a little bit undead, a little bit of demons. So I'm looking forward to these. Let me just quickly, I am opening it right now at the moment, trying to make sure everything's all ready, so you're hopefully not going to hear a bunch of plastic, because trust me, the plastic can get irritating. So, first up, the first creature we pulled off is the Skeletal Soldier 1 and Skeleton Soldier 2. Now, I know what you're thinking, why am I putting both out at once? Well, because they kind of do go together. Sorry, just going to quickly adjust them there to get them on the square. But yeah, we got two lovely Skeleton Soldiers. Now, alone, skeletons are not that problematic. But together, they look kind of cool. Now, do I think the Skeleton Soldiers here are, like, you know, some amazing piece in the set? Every set has their low points. I'd say they're the low point. Everything else is kind of cooler in some way. These are just your standard skeleton boys you're going to throw out with your skeleton hordes, and it's going to give you more skeletons. That's always a good thing, get some more armored skeletons. You can always give them a higher AC, too, when the players say, I want to attack the one with the, I'm about to chuck the spear face. Okay, roll me the hit, and it's like, oh man, 17. It's like, what? He unfortunately has an 18 AC. What? It's like, you know, he's all bones and, you know, metal. It's not like you're hitting any flesh. And if you're hitting him with something like, I don't know, like a dagger, it's not going to be super effective in damage-wise and something like that. But, you know, it's kind of cool. Now, do I think they could be cooler? No, actually, they're pretty cool. I think as far as skeletons go, these are a very nice hit, and I think Pathfinder did a good job sculpting. I actually like how one spear looks more like your standard javelin. The other one's got more of like the little hooks on it. So it's made to really stab in and hook into your opponent and really mess them up. Now let's move on to the next creature. Another undead Skelly Boy, I think. So here we have the Skeletal Attendant. Yes, I still have the other guys there. They're just there for scaling. He is a small creature, and looking at him, he's pretty kind of tiny, but kind of cool. I mean, I love him being this little robed skeleton guy with a little staff. He actually reminds me of another character I had that I got from Reaper Bones called Mr. Bones, with a lantern and a sack full of bones, which I thought was funny, and I could easily see this being another one of those characters that maybe the group comes across him. He could be like a keeper of the crypt type thing, where he's like, oh, I wouldn't go in there, and they're like, why not? Well, last people went in there wound up dead. Their heads are in this sack. Like, oh dang. Like, you know, it's just cool and unique, and I think, honestly, I just love his details. He's so small and simple and a critter, but he's just cool. Like, he hits kind of across in a cool way. Very nice, Pathfinder, very nice. He's just a really good one. Next up here, we have the translucent and greenish Phantom Knight. This guy's pretty cool, as you can see. He's simplistic. He's like armor with what looks to be like a haired head. But I feel like that's more ghostly energy flowing out of armor. I mean, I'm not sure. I have to look at him a little closer. It's hard with that green. He's so green that he blends. Like, all of his details blend. But from a distance, he looks cooler from a distance. He's got a cool little green astral sword kind of look thing going. He looks pretty cool. And as far as, like, you know, ghosts with weapons, you don't see it often. Usually you just see, like, the simple standard ghost woman. Or you see wraiths. And none of them are carrying weapons. None of them are armored. But this guy, he's an armored ghost, and not, like, in a suit of armor. Like, he's not possessing it, so it's pretty cool. And I gotta say, I really like the translucent. Looking at that translucent, it's really good. Like, that's some really solid translucent work. When I paint Omnith, the Great Elemental, BT Dubs, I did do a video on him back, guys. You want to check him out. I hope I can make mine look as that good with the green I'm going to work on with him. But, man, that is a really sharp ghost. Or, sorry, phantom. Dang. Let's move on. Okay, I'm going to try to say this as best I can. If I butcher it, sorry to you Pathfinder fans or people if it's of a certain thing. The Yumvro? Now, I don't know what this thing is, but it's kind of cool looking. He's got like all this like white tapestry, almost like mummy style going. But he's got like this kind of, I want to say deer-esque head going. Because, I mean, it looks like he's got hooved feet, so he could be like a deer person, maybe? And he's pretty cool. He looks like a fighter, because he's got his fists up there to be like, I'm gonna knock your block off there, boy. And be like, oh, no, please. As he then punches you in the face repeatedly, because surprisingly, he's stronger than he looks. But yeah, he's a pretty cool creature. I think, honestly, I love the brown fur to the white fabric transition they're going. It helps really pop his details. He's got those little tiny horns, so, like, I'm not sure, like, I don't know what he's supposed to be. I didn't look up his thing on Pathfinder, but, you know, if you play Pathfinder and you know more about him and you want to throw out the details just because, or maybe you want to let me know, go for it. Throw it in the comments down below. I'd love to read up on this guy. He's pretty cool looking as a little tiny critter. And he works, I don't know if he's an undead or not, or if he's some just like maybe a species that's close to death. Like they're kind of very intertwined with the way death works. I don't know. But he is pretty cool. So yeah. Very nice. I gotta give credit, Pathfinder. I love the the fabric flow. It looks good on him. Like, or the flowing wraps or whatever. It just looks right this time. Okay, so here we have the Nosferatu Malefactor. In reality, this is a vampire. This is a fancy vampire. And honestly, you could even use him for a ghoul, since Pathfinder ghouls do have gray skin. Now, I actually don't know if this is a vampire. I could be wrong. Maybe this is not supposed to be a actual vampire. Maybe this is some type of terrifying ghoul-esque creature. I thought it was a vampire. I mean, looking at the box, considering it shows like undead creatures and these like pointy-eared vampire-looking guys, they could be ghouls. Maybe he's the head of the ghouls. I don't know. But personally, I'd probably use him as like a head vampire, like an ancient vampire leader of the old days, of this very elegant robage and all that. He's definitely like at least a little more elite. And he's probably higher up on the command. And he's pretty cool looking. I gotta say, I like his design. His back looks pretty sweet. You know, nice. Look at the fur details in the back. It's a full ensemble. I don't also know if it's a male or female. And, you know, doing a quick look down on its detail makeups and stuff, this could be a female vampire. Or it could be a male. You could use this either or. It's so, like, there's no body definition going on in the head or in the body to make you say it's male or female. Granted, you could probably say, oh, it's a female because it's wearing all this big dressy robes. Like a big dress. Fair enough. You could do it that way. Or you could say it's a dude if you need it to be a male vampire leading the whole horde of the undead. So really, it works either way. And I like that he's multi-use. It's multi-use. I'm going to say it's because I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. And whether it's a vampire or a ghoul. But it could work for all the above. Very nice. I always need some like type of leader-esque to go with my undead vampires or ghouls. But I already do have a ghoul queen, so I'll have to think about that later. Let's move on to the second to last creature. So here you can see we have the second to last creature in here, the second to newest, like, or biggest guy, I guess. Olgram Axon. Axon, I believe, actually. Axon. You gotta get that on effect. Inuemvro. Sorry, I was trying to say that guy's name correct. I still can't. But anyway. Now, this guy, I don't know what... like I said, with a lot of these things, if they have backstories, I don't know what they are. If you want to throw them in the thing down below, please do, because I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. Now, looking at this scaly crocodile, he either has very iridescent blue back scales, which it looks like those are, and that's pretty cool, but he looks like a crocodilian, a crocodile with a blue back. And I love the exposed like ribs. You can see so much detail in those bones. And I like that because the mini actually looks more detailed than the artwork. Like, it looks more fleshed out than the artwork does. Like, the artwork's fine, but when I look at the model and then I look at the artwork, I like the model more than the artwork. Like, the model looks good. And the artwork looks good, but the model, as you can see, he's got all this lovely musculature from someone who knows a bit of their biology and their anatomy. I mean, look at all the parts here. You got the white underbelly of the crocodilian where the arm would be weakest. You got some teeth exposed on one side, but not on the other, because it's got that flesh rotting over. The eyes are messed up. The blue back's not perfect, which I'm grateful they didn't make it perfect because it's not supposed to be on a dead creature. This, I don't know if this is like some special character or something, but man, I like it. But let's compare it to some other crocodilian minis. And that will be the the crocodile from the unfortunately sad set, Waterdeep. And then we also do have the Vicejaw Crocodile, an older mini from back in the days, I think, when Hasbro used to make these things. I think 2007 is still when Hasbro made them. But, let's get to it. So here we go with the big boy next to the 3 different kinds of creatures. Next to the Vicejaw, which is on the right, and the Crocodile, which I'm going to guess is a saltwater crocodile, on the left. Now, as you can see, he's pretty similar in size to the Crocodile. He's a little bit bulkier, but the Vicejaw on the other side, though, has a bigger head. In reality, it's like they took the head of the left, slapped it on the body of the right, kind of went with that, because he's got a really big body. So this gator, whatever it was before it died, was well fed. It was a well-bodied creature before it died and rotted and then brought back to life to be an evil undead monster. But next to his fellow crocodile kin, he'd probably, they'd probably definitely eat him because, they'd smell him being dead, but still, I think as far as crocodilians go, I don't have an undead crocodile. I didn't think I was going to need a zombie crocodile, but if they look like him, you know what? Dang it. Dracon says that's pretty dang cool. And I think I'm really grateful I got him to add to the old inventory. But now it's time we get on to the big boy. So here we have Thrasfer, the great, giant, huge class demon that, man, I thought he looked okay in the box, but once he's out, he looks better than he does in the box. So the plastic in the boxing doesn't do him justice. The artwork itself, I wish had more angles on it. It just shows his front side. And they made him a lot whiter in the artwork than in the stomach than they did in the actual mini, which, I'm actually probably glad they didn't. I think that super whiteness would have made it look weird. But this looks like some big armored bruiser that's going to run in and tear your group apart. Like, I do love this with Pathfinder minis when they make these monsters that just look so aggressive. They gave him those, like, lovely slit eyes, which always make you feel like the creature has no morality. It has no will except to kill. The will to kill is all it's got. The will to maim, destroy, and rip apart. I like the chains going on there. Let's turn him a little bit so you can get more look at him. Yes, he does have his cool dragon tail thing going. I do like that. It looks pretty sweet. I love how the chains are just flowing off. The horns are really cool. Like, they look really nice. Here's his back, which is nice. I thought they were going to make it really weird because I couldn't see his back in the artwork, and I couldn't see the mini's back that well, but because it's just a red carapace, it kind of makes it feel like this creature's AC should be pretty good. Unless your group mates say, hey, I want to attack specifically the stomach or the chest, maybe. Therefore, that makes him a little lower AC. However, if your character is within a certain distance and you're attacking him physically, he has a chance to claw strike you or go for a grapple. Something like that could give this big boy more unique. I also love the little frill of hair there. I love that little frill at the bottom of his hair, like a little frill off. And the dragon having that little segmentation going on with the little fire effect. Because the fire effect looks pretty sweet for a nice little fireball. And honestly, I really do like this creature. He's pretty cool. I mean, would I recommend him? Yeah, I definitely would. This guy is awesome. He's a big demon. He's big. He's powerful. He looks intimidating. Also, he didn't come broken or have any bendy pieces, so that's also really nice. Especially with those big chains. Like, he's got cool chains. Honestly, heck, he could also have a chain whip ability. He could have a whipping attack that maybe does bludgeoning as well as because it's chains and they're thick. And I mean, maybe there's even a chance that if he wants, he could wrap your character up in them and drag you around. Like, so if he moves and he's more than, like, say, 15 feet from you, you will now move to be within at least 15 feet from him. Will you try to... Do you want to roll strength to fight against him and maybe slow him down? Something like that. Or maybe you could grab the chains and your character's having a Goliath on the group. And a barbarians or something like that, or fighters, they could try to grab it and pull him and maybe hold him like in one spot and versus the other. So like maybe your mage can get to the front and be like, "Be gone, demon!" and strike him in the chest. Maybe that's his weakness. Or maybe it's actually maybe it's a ploy. Maybe his back is actually the weak point. It just looks like he has an armored carapace back. You know, I mean, I love the ears that kind of come off. They're very simple. I think, actually, I don't even think he has ears. Which is cool, because maybe he's immune to sound. Like, maybe he's resistant to sound, because it looks like he's a big screaming beast. Like, I love big demons like this. He kind of reminds me of taking a Glabrezu, merging it with a Garistro. I'm trying to think where I get a red dragon head. Or where do you get, like, a snaky dragon from? Let's see. What demon has a snaky dragon head? Or a tail like that? I can't think of the top of my head. It'll either come to me later, or you know what? If you guys have an idea of what type of demon I'm thinking of, or even devilish creature, because this could be a devil too. You could use him as a devil warrior. He does fit the bill with the horns, though, like that. He could look like a devil demon. Or he could look more on the devil side than on the demon side. I mean, he probably follows some type of rules, or maybe he doesn't because of the chains. Maybe he was a chained... Maybe you could even use him like as an exiled... I don't know if that's actually... If Thrasfer is his name. If it is, oh crap, he's an actual named creature. But in D&D, since he doesn't exist there supposedly, or if he does, maybe you use him as like a chained up archdevil, or a chained up archfiend that escaped and wanted to conquer the abyss, or conquer the nine hells, and he's sick of being treated as just a savage when he actually does have more intelligence. Well, as you can see here with the group, so here they are together as the full set, and as you can see, they're a pretty nice set. I mean, we're getting, what, a lovely 8 miniatures, and they were not a bad price either. They were around $40, which isn't too bad. I think that was not bad for what we're getting. We're getting a huge class demon. Really cool. I say demon, it could be a devil. Like I said, I don't know about Thrasfer. If you know about him in Pathfinder, go ahead and throw him in the comments down below. I'd love to know more. We have the cool little skeletal guys, a vampirical / ghoul hierarch royalty, another cool ghost, some good skellies, an undead deer guy? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this guy at some point, because it's just, he's cool looking. He kind of looks like a mummy monk, or like a warrior of the sands. Like maybe he's a sand creature, I just don't know. But then you also have the cool undead crocodile monster with a name. So, man, that's really cool. I'm going to have to look into some of these creatures, but dang. Really nice, a great set, and for $40, I couldn't beat that with a stick. And I needed to go with the rest of the Impossible Land stuff that I've got, that I'm now reviewing for you guys to enjoy. And do I recommend? Yes. Now, that's all I've got for you today, guys. If you come this far in the video, I thank you very much. Make sure you like that, hit that like button, smash subscribe. Leave a comment, concern, questions, ideas, anything down in the comments down below. I will try to answer if you actually want an answer back. If you're looking at rhetorical stuff, don't expect an answer, but, you know, I'll probably will anyway, because why not? I need something to do every now and then in between the videos. And that's all I've got for you guys. I thank you very much. Have a great day, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.